Hello, it's the Cryo Lady. Right, let's get into this. Routines. We need to go to better aging. Better aging, yeah. Let's have some of that. Have some of that. Where do I start? So last year, once I hurt my back. I don't know if you can't suppose it's hurt your back. Sort of building up to in December, I noticed that I was getting sort of pain in one of my legs, particularly. And anyway, it's sort of getting a bit worse and a bit worse, but I didn't really take too much notice of it. But then on Christmas Eve, we usually get up pretty early in the morning. I mean, I'm talking about we get up at 5, and then we go over to. We usually go to Sainsbury's and Marks and Spencer's to pick some bits up that we want. So we'll have compiled a list, really. Anyway, by the time we got round to the checkout, I just started feeling so much discomfort. You know, I just had to go back out to the car. And then bang, the next day, that was it. I really just couldn't, I could barely walk. It was difficult. I had to hold on to things and whatnot. And it was so painful. Just painful all the time. And so, fast forward, after Christmas, beginning of January, I went to I did an online consult with the doctors, because you can't, at my doctor's surgery, it's almost impossible to see a doctor. You just can't see one, and generally speaking, you can't talk to one either. So I did an online consult. That's the only way you can go about things. I've seen them. My husband's seen them turn away people, like old people going in trying to make an appointment, and they've basically been flatly refused. They have to go and do an online consult. You know, they have to download an app and this, that and the other. Anyway, I got a telephone call from the surgery, not from a doctor, who diagnosed me with sciatica. Now, I'm pretty sure that the only person qualified to make a diagnosis is a doctor. Anyway, I was told to ring up physiotherapy at Torbay Hospital, so I did that. And initially they were going to do an online consult for that. So I'm not totally sure how that works. I've never had an online consult for physiotherapy. However, as it transpires, they had a cancellation, so in I went. Now, the staff at the physiotherapy place are great. You actually do get to see them. Although I will say, I was in a lot of pain when I walked in to the physiotherapy unit, and these people, they did actually sort of completely ignore me, and were just sort of chatting and having an inane conversation it wasn't about work. And I honestly thought, I'm going to have to go and sit down because I just can't stand here, any longer. I'm in so much pain. And I didn't want them to think I was some kind of Karen or whatever. But anyway, finally I got to see the physiotherapist, and she was very nice. She's very helpful. She basically said, yeah, that's sciatica, but it's a cross between a bulging disc and an overgrowth of, I think, cartilage, possibly. Anyway, she also said, do an online consult for another painkiller called naproxen. So I did that. I got naproxen. I can't get it on a regular prescription because they said it's a strong painkiller, and I can't. I actually looked up what is classed as a strong painkiller, and naproxen is not classed as a strong painkiller. So now what that means is that every time I need naproxen, I have to do an online consult, and I have to speak to it's not a doctor, I'll speak to someone at the surgery. I guess that's the way most doctors' surgeries are heading. I don't know, you tell me. What is your doctor's surgery like? Is it easy to get an appointment at your doctor's surgery, should you need one? I mean, I don't like to go to the doctors, you know. Well, I don't go when it's not necessary, obviously. There's got to be something particular going on for me to want to have to get in contact with them. I do avoid them at all costs. So if I go to the doctors, or if I say I think I need to go and see a doctor, then rest assured there's something wrong with me. This collar's pissing me off. That's it. It was pissing me off. But yeah. I mean, I worked for the NHS for... I don't know. It's over 20 years. Definitely over 20 years. And I mean, conceivably, I could still have been. But because I was a psychiatric nurse, the rules when I started employment in the NHS stated that I could retire when I was 55, so that's what I did. Anyway, there you go. Let me know what you think.